If I'm crying in the shower or, trying to figure something out and I feel like I can't turn to you because you're not going to understand this, or you're not going to, whatever your version of help is, which is the best you can do, is not going to help me.
The worst thing for me in love is not losing someone. You can go wherever you want to go. I don't control you. I don't own you. And I hope you feel the same way about me. But the biggest fear for me in love is to hurt the people that I love.
As long as it's thought out, as long as he puts some type of effort into it, then I'm fine with whatever. Just not fast food.
I would love to be submissive, but I have to trust you in order to be submissive.
You gotta believe me.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Once you break any type of trust with me, it's bad.
Hey, welcome to the Boss's Diary, where 4 women, 4 journeys, and 4 big personalities come together to talk life, love, motherhood, business, and mindset. No fluff, no filters, just real talk, boss energy, and wind down vibes. Let's get into it. I'm Latasha Davis, the confident Black girl and the confident realtor.
And I'm Tasha, AZ Real Estate Chick on all platforms.
I am Sha, AZ Homegirl Sha on all platforms.
My name is Alina the Realtor on Instagram.
In today's topic, we're going to be talking about how to deal with heartbreak
And mental and emotional health and healing.
Dear Diary, there is a kind of heartbreak that doesn't come from being left. It comes from staying, from doing things with a smile on your face and pain in your heart because you're scared that if you don't, he'll leave. So you compromise, you bend, you break, and somehow he still makes you feel like it's not enough. I've given pieces of myself I wasn't even healed from just to make sure he didn't have a reason to walk away. But the truth is, I was losing myself every time I tried to keep him. No woman should have to choose between her healing and her relationship. No love should cost your dignity, your peace, or your body. Not after childbirth, not after betrayal, not ever. So today, I'm choosing me. I'm choosing the version of myself that doesn't beg to be chosen. The one that understands. If I have to sacrifice my wholeness to keep you, you were never meant for me to begin with. Signed, a woman, healing from the heartbreak she thought she had to live with.
Okay.
That is amazing. I can't wait to dive in.
Let's get into it. Yes.
Jump right in.
Yes. So starting with heartbreak. Ooh, that's a big one.
How do you deal with it?
I feel like heartbreak is one of those things that it's almost inevitable, right? In life, you're going to go through some type of heartbreak, whether it's an intimate relationship, family relationships, friendships, even grief. There's a portion of heartbreak in grief, right? So when it comes to dealing with heartbreak, of course, over the years, it's a little bit of trial and error, right? You try different things. It doesn't work. You try something else. That doesn't work. So you try again. You watch the mantras, watch the podcast, yada, 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 until you figure it out, right? And I've come to realize, it's taken me some time, but I've come to realize that in this stage, the best way for me to cope with any type of heartbreak would be healing within myself, not to say that, of course, you have heartbreak. That's not your fault. There's nothing you could have done to change the situation or to make it, not happen. However, I always look within myself to see what parts of me was susceptible to this situation. You know what I mean? What parts of me do I need to heal so that this doesn't happen again?
Right.
So healing is always going to be my big one.
I have a question for you. So you're married.
Yes.
So what type of heartbreak do you go through in a marriage? Because I feel like our heartbreak will be different. I'm single, so mine is probably, and granted, I feel like I get disappointed for, and maybe, like you said, grief. But when it comes to, like, I guess in a relationship wise, you're not subject to the same type of heartbreak that I would be subject to. You know what I mean? Like,
I get what you're saying.
So what type of heartbreak are you dealing with in, like, in a marriage?
So within a marriage, you know, specifically mine, I can only speak to mine. I've only been married once so far. But, you know, I can only speak to my marriage. So within my marriage, you know, no marriage is perfect. I don't care what they say. I don't care how many pretty pictures you see on social media. I don't care how many perfect couples people portray to be. No marriage is perfect. Absolutely not. No relationship is perfect. And within marriage, me and my husband have been together for 11 years. We've been married for 7 of those 11 years. And within marriage, you're never going to be the same person. I'm not the same person. He's not the same person that, you know, I met back in 2014. We're different people.
Correct.
So, and not only are we different people, but within that time span, we both have transitioned and changed and, you know, gone into different seasons individually. So it's always about figuring out, there's stuff that's going to happen. There's going to be stuff that's going to happen.
Absolutely.
You know, but it's always about figuring out while we're in this season, how can you heal individually, I heal individually, and then we still make sure that we're able to connect.
Correct.
If we're not able to connect, then we got to figure some stuff out. You figure yours out individually, I figure mine out individually. Then we try to come back together. If we're not able to come back together, then that's a conversation.
Right.
But, you know, there are heartbreaks that I've been through within my marriage. You know, there's times where I have gone through things emotionally and, you know, because my husband is not the type of person to be able to handle certain emotions. You know, there's been times where I felt like he was not there for me in the way that he should have been during those times. That broke my heart. You know what I mean? Like, times where, you know, if I'm crying in the shower or, you know, trying to figure something out and I feel like I can't turn to you because you're not going to understand this, or you're not going to, whatever your version of help is, which is the best you can do, is not going to help me. So that's a heartbreak in itself.
And do you feel like that is a you thing or a him thing? And I asked because, you know, I was married for 12 years. We were together 14 years. I'm very happily divorced now. However,
I love that.
I learned, I love it for me too. It's so good. I learned that my biggest lesson to learn during my marriage was, yes, there was a deficit in support in the ways that I needed to be supported. However, there was a huge non-communication from me on what I needed to be supported. And so even now, I still have to learn how to communicate what it is that I need. That's a personal journey of healing for me and growth and development, because I've always been the oldest, the this, the that, and the third, and I've never felt safe to ask for what I needed. And when I did ask, I never got it. And so I can't put that weight on my partner when I haven't communicated the needs that I have. And that was one of the things that I'm learning to move forward in my new marriage, or my next marriage, or my next relationship, my next friendship, my next business. You know what I mean? Is that I have to be vocal on what I need. So when you say, you know, he showed up, maybe that's the capacity he could show up in, and maybe you needed more. But if you didn't, we have to understand that everyone has to be taught how to love us. And I don't care what nobody tells you. You have to teach people how to love you, how to show up for you, what it is you need.
And you see, I had to learn that.
Yes.
And I learned that the hard way.
Yes.
I learned that the hard way, because I've always been, like you said, the strong one. I'm the oldest as well. So I'm the strong one. I'm the one that everybody comes to. I'm the fixer. So when I have issues, I don't feel like I have anybody I can go to. So that usually winds up with me just handling myself. You know what I mean? Taking care of whatever I need. If I need to disappear for a bit, if I need to, you know, cry it out, however I get through it, I'm by myself, you know? So that, like I said, it was something that I had to learn the hard way, where at first it stemmed as me, you're not there for me, you don't support me, you know, I was crying last night next to you and you didn't even know, you know, to I had to come to realize my husband's upbringing was completely different, you know? Not everybody has the same upbringing. Not everybody has the same mindset. Not everybody has the same emotional capacity, like you were saying. So I had to realize that when it comes to emotional capacity, me and my husband, we're two different people, you know? But I had to really ask myself, is this something that I cannot deal with, I do not want to deal with, or is this something that I am willing to work through? You know, my husband will say a lot, you know, you helped me communicate. I never used to communicate. You know, you helped me with communication. And our communication, we helped each other, actually. Because my communication is, I said what I said, you do what I said. That was my communication for a long time. So, you know, I had to learn that that's not the way, you know, not the way with him, not the way with my children, things of that nature. So it helped me become a better communicator. I helped him become a better communicator. He's more vocal, but then it also helps me be more transparent and more vocal about what I do want, what I don't want, what I need. And I'm left in a space where you show up the way you can show up to your ability, and I can decide, do I want to accept that, or is this not enough for me?
Love it.
I love that too. I think that it also, you know, communication, but something that I learned from my previous relationship is also learning how to communicate with that person in their love language in a way where they receive it. Because I feel like when I was in a relationship and the person I was in a relationship with, we had two different love languages. So, like you said, Shy, this person is showing up to the best of their ability, but he wasn't showing up. He wasn't loving me in my love language, so I was not receiving it, even though he was saying, I'm doing this. I just bought you this. But it was like, to me, it was like, you didn't do anything, not because I'm ungrateful or unappreciative, but because my love language is this. Now, you could have not bought me anything, but if you would have maybe wrote me a letter, took me on a picnic, that would have meant so much more to me than you saying, oh, I just, you know what I mean? So I think that goes back to learning your person, learning how to communicate with them, and then also learning their ways that they receive it, because everybody don't have the same love language. So if I'm showing up to you and I'm telling you, okay, baby, I just wrote you a letter, but I know your love language is acts of kindness, or you know what I mean, like stuff like that, he's gonna, of course, he should be appreciative, he should be grateful for it because he see my effort. But I think it's important to communicate with people in a way where they can receive it in their love language as well, not just in ours.
I absolutely agree.
Yes. What about you, Miss Alina?
I was thinking when you guys were talking about the receiving part of it, that breaks my heart when even if you're teaching a person how to love you, it's still a disconnect at times where they're still not able to amount to what you're wanting.
Absolutely.
So it's like, yeah, you can teach a person, but only so much. And I have a lot of heartbreak when it comes down to teaching someone and then they're failing at their proposal or whatever their efforts are. So it's hard.
How do you deal with it?
Yeah.
I cry and I say, well, he's just a man.
I think that goes down to the choosing. And I think, you know, your choice matters. We are not always positioned or taught that we can choose someone else, right? It's like, okay, you got a man, you just keep that man, you work with that man, you do whatever. Yeah. And so that mindset with the wrong person can definitely be to your own detriment. And I know that personally. There was nothing that I wouldn't do over again for my next partner that I did for my first partner. But I also had to learn it does not matter how much you give. It doesn't matter, you know, what you are doing and how you're trying and how you're fighting and how you know, it doesn't matter if you go to therapy. It doesn't matter any of these things, because the only relationship that's going to work is the one where the two people in the relationship want it to work. That's right. And I can't want it more than you. We can go to therapy. I I go to therapy, you go to therapy, we go to therapy together.
Mm-hmm.
But what I found was I would go to therapy. He wouldn't go to therapy. When we got to together therapy, we had to focus on, because a good therapist is not going to let you move forward in the session if there's a person that has something that we got to work through.
Right.
So then our couples therapy is just me being a cheerleader for your personal therapy while we're here and we're supposed to be working on it together because you're not doing your work on your side. And so what I learned from that is, and I'm learning and I'm still learning, is the choice in your partner matters.
Yes.
And we have to get to the difficult place where we realize that, yes, there are some things that we can work through and we can, get past. But I think the capacity to love me has to be there. The capacity to show up for me has to be there first. If you are not someone who is willing to love me, and you can show me that in the ways that you care for me, how you speak to me, your tone, those are the, because I'm a girl, I'm soft. I cry all the time. I'm a little baby. I need someone who is tough with everybody else, but when they come in here with me, it's soft.
Yes.
When I do something wrong, I have to have someone that's going to give me grace, because being the oldest child, being this person that's very hard and just very, tough on myself, I'm very judgmental of myself. So if I did something that offends you, I need you to communicate it with me and tell me, because the worst thing for me in love is not losing someone. You can go wherever you want to go. I don't control you. I don't own you. And I hope you feel the same way about me. But the biggest fear for me in love is to hurt the people that I love. That's my fear.
Yeah.
And if I did something to hurt you, I'm ready to fix it. I'm ready to do what is needed to be done. And we don't ever got to fight or try to hurt each other to get to that point. If you say, Tasha, you did this to me, it hurt me, I'm like, oh my God. Okay, you know what? I am sorry. From this moment forward, I'm not going to do that. But how do we fix this? Like, what can I do to show you that I'm really committed to this and that I'm very genuine in making sure that I don't do that to you again? That's the difference.
Right.
Because when they keep doing the same shit, you know what I mean? Like,
There's a big difference between someone just blatantly disrespecting your freedom of choice, someone just blatantly disrespecting your emotions, someone just blatantly disrespecting your feelings. There's a big difference. And I think that as women, I'm going to speak for us women, but of course for men as well, but as women, as we grow into ourselves and we realize that the more we pour into ourselves, the more others are going to recognize, I have to handle her a certain way because I see the way she handles herself. You know what I mean? So that's always my number one priority lately. I had to learn that the hard way because I always thought life was about taking care of everybody else. That's not necessarily it. Even as a mother, as a wife, everything, I have to take care of myself first. I can't pour into cups when my cup is empty.
Absolutely.
I cannot edify the body of my family without me being full.
Absolutely.
So me working on, I internalize so much, so much. I've gotten into meditation and yoga and really, with journaling and everything, just really, really look in myself. I take care of me now, not saying that I don't love, take care for everybody else. But the more I take care of me, I realize that people know how, the more I show people how to handle me, the more I teach people how to handle me. And, once you take care of yourself enough and you get to that place where it's like, I'm only going to be handled a certain way.
For sure.
You won't accept nothing else. You won't even,
That goes back to what Tosh said about teaching people how to treat you.
Yes,
My aunt,
exactly.
when we were kids, my auntie used to tell us all the time, you have to show people, or when it comes to a man, you have to show up how you want him to treat you. She's like, you don't have to ask a man for nothing. Just show up that way. If you wear whatever, show up as that. Buy that for yourself. If you want to go out to dinner by yourself. Eat at those places. Because then when you meet somebody, they know, okay, this is her standards.
Yeah.
This isn't just her standards when she get with me.
Okay.
Exactly.
This
This
is
is her standard
This
for
is how she
herself.
treat herself.
Exactly. Yep.
Like, and I can't come in trying to give her less than this.
Right.
And a lot of times I think that when a man knows he can't, he'll just back away. Like if he see how you treat yourself and he knows he can't show up to the plate, he'll gracefully, or sometimes they'll gracefully back out. Sometimes they try to put up a fight. Like, God, boy, you know you damn well you can't. You know you
the
can't.
right ones don't even approach you. Like unapproachable.
I
you
respect
know,
the ones that
I've been
don't.
told so many times you're unapproachable. You know, it doesn't seem like just anybody can approach. Thank you.
Yes.
you so much.
Yes,
I appreciate it.
I respect the man that knows, because don't get in here trying to tell me how, oh, we need to go on a budget when I've been eating here all week.
Right.
Like, what you talking about?
Right.
You need to go on a budget.
Right.
Or I remember, okay, so I was dating this guy and it was a new situation. So we were getting to know each other, right? And I feel like because he knew what I did for work, he was automatically intimidated. But he had a good career too. So it wasn't like it was any big fish, little fish. Like he was a boss, you know, himself.
Right.
But when it came time for us to like have certain conversations, like, you know, he would just like, I ain't telling you that. You ain't about to be looking down on me. Like he was getting a house built. And I'm like, okay, I'm in real estate.
Oh,
so
I love
yeah,
that.
so I'm like, that was so excited. Like, okay, let me see let me see your house. Like, where's it gonna be at? I'm not showing you. You ain't about to be judging me. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Why would I judge you?
Because he felt like if he showed me like the location, or I would be like, I don't know, because I told him this was just like casual conversations. I told him like I like big houses. That doesn't mean you have to have a big house right now. That just means that I do like a big house. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, I just met you. Relax.
Right. Like, and so when we were talking, and he's like,
I didn't ask for a mansion today, baby. It's okay.
I don't even know if this is going to work out.
Okay,
so,
like,
what are we doing?
That part.
And he's like, I'm not showing you my house. You're not about to be judging me. And I'm just like, this person is crazy. Like, but sometimes they will get in, you know, they'll approach you and then they'll try to make you feel like you are the problem. And granted, I do think that when we get into new situations, whether it's a personal relationship, friendship, whatever, we do have to adjust so that it can work, because we're two different people coming from two different walks of life. So I do think that I think so. Like,
open to learning.
I am.
Right. So
Learning, I get it. Adjusting,
compromise. You don't think so?
Okay.
Okay.
there has
When you
to
put
be
it that way,
compromise.
yeah, I get there has to be some type of compromise.
Shots like my way or no way.
That's a hard one for me. I'm still working on it. That's
you
still working on it.
You still working on what?
I'm
Compromise?
still working on it. I mean, compromising is hard for me.
Really?
That is something that I struggle with, because
Put that
I
on the
am
list.
very much a my way or the highway type of woman. Like,
Really?
I
I
am.
agree.
I
I agree.
I do, because
Are you
I
the same
mean,
way?
it depends on the compromise. You
Okay.
know, I may consider, but ultimately, I believe my way or the
Mhm.
highway.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you compromise to me.
Mm.
I'm not compromising to you.
Yeah.
So that is probably my biggest thing, and that is why I need a protector, because I am very much I lose myself in love. I'm not gonna lie to you. My man like it, I like it too. Oh, he want to go to work, going with him. Like, I am not that. I'm very, and we've talked about this before, but let's talk about it now. I'm a very submissive woman. So with that being said, I need a protector. There's only going to be a certain type of man that is going to be worthy of my submissiveness. And that man also serves me back, right? He serves me well. He protects me. He understands that my love and what I give to him is very unique, and it's not gonna be, you're not gonna get that everywhere, because Alina said no, Sha said absolutely the fuck not, you know, like there's not, it's like, no, it's my way, you know what I mean? And so when you meet someone that is willing to compromise, adjust, you know, whatever, I'm not saying that, you know, you have to be, and this is the balance of that, is because I don't want anybody who wants to change me, right? I'm making this choice to change, to be a better version for myself that fits into your life, because I want you in my life, right? However, I am loud and boisterous. I giggle all the time. I cry all the time. Like I have all my things that's not gonna change ever. So you have to be willing to love me from that place. But I'm willing to meet you wherever you at, except not the gutter, baby. I can't go down there. But you know,
Compromise.
We got a little bit of comp here. The girl's not going in the gutter. I will move into a 2-bedroom condo with you and leave my 4-bedroom, house. You know what I mean? Like whatever that is, like it's a compromise, right?
That's a huge compromise.
Right, because with
that must be a sky rise.
the baby penthouse, with the caveat that I like what I like, so I still need my garage, I still need my soaking tub, I still need my whatever, and eventually the girl will be back in her 4-bedroom. You know what I mean? Because he gonna get me one. You know what I mean? Because like that's just how I'm thinking. Like okay, whatever the goal is, like if this is where I'm at, this is where you're at. And not saying there's anything wrong with a 2-bedroom condo. They're very nice ones. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is I can make an adjustment to fit into your lifestyle. Now create the lifestyle that also fits into what I'm used to, what I like, because I deserve that.
So when I said compromise, I wasn't talking about that.
You ain't talking about that?
Oh, well, what kind of compromise are you talking about?
I'm just saying compromise in regards to stuff that I'm used to. So I was raised with strong Black women. We were raised to be strong, independent women. So it's certain stuff that I'm learning about me that I know that I need to fix. That's what I mean when I say compromise. I'm not married to being the way that I am today. If you tell me, okay, Tasha, I don't like, for example, somebody who I was dating at one point, you talk to me in a certain way. I don't like how you talk to me. Okay, no problem. Let me work on that because I don't want to offend you.
Right.
I don't want you to feel disrespected when I'm talking to you. So I'm definitely going to work on how I come off to you. Yeah. I'm going to be more mindful. I'm going to think, you know what I'm saying? Because I am the type of person where if you get me there, oh, baby, I will go and won't even realize that I'm going.
Oh,
so now, but I won't. That's the thing. Like I don't even, because I will go. I'll have a way of talking, and I won't cuss at you. My mannerism will stay this way, but I'll just say some sharp ass shit where you like, damn, did she just say that? Like, and so now I have to be mindful. Like, okay, let me not. It's almost like a condescending way, and so it's like, okay, let me not.
Nasty.
Yeah, but to my man. What that mean?
No, I'm just saying it's nice, nasty.
You know,
like,
okay.
I'm a lady, but I'm still cussing your ass out. Like, whatever.
And I don't want to be that way. I don't want him to feel like that. So I'm like, okay, let me be mindful. And so that's what I mean by compromise. Like, I don't want my man to feel like I'm disrespecting him. I don't want him to feel like it's a competition,
right?
Like we trying to have a pissing contest, because it's not. Like I want you to feel like the man. I want you to feel like you are leading me. I want to be soft, but also what I've learned too is, and I don't know if you guys can relate, but for me, I can't, like, I would love to be submissive, but I have to trust you in order to be submissive.
You don't believe me.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Once you break any type of trust with me,
it's back. It's over.
It's guards is back up. And
that
that's
Pandora's box is open, baby.
It's like you messed up.
Yep.
So for me, it's like, okay, I want you to have this side of me, but in order for you to receive this side of me and to continue to get this side of me, I have to trust you. So you have to be gentle with me. You can't just handle me like you handle one of your friends. But when it comes to 2-bedroom, moving
on. Me.
It is.
See, I don't have nobody I got to take but myself.
That's true.
You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm not moving to the hood. Like.
Of course not.
It's just that I'm. My point is, I am not very, strict in it has to be this, it has to be that, and this top 10 list. I don't have that. I'm going to live my best life with the right man, and the right man is not gonna put me in the hood. He not gonna have me in a trailer park. He not gonna, you know what I mean, whatever. And I know that someone who has a vision, that has a goal, like you said, I can trust them to lead me, that I'm not gonna be worried about my security or my safety in this relationship. I go where you want to go? We finna live over here for a while. All right, cool. Then we finna move here. All right, cool. Like, what's the vision? What's the plan? When I ask you what's the vision, and you tell me the vision, and now I'm bought into the vision, I'm ready to go. We can live in Pluto. I don't care. Like, my man got it. He know we finna be over here in 10 years. Like, see me at the top, like, because I'm going where my man going. But I'm not following nobody to the gutter. I'm not, if you don't have a clear plan, if you don't have it mapped out, show me where this is at. You didn't write it down. It's in your head. I don't trust that. I didn't see it on pen and paper, because I know it means something to you if you sat down and you open up a notebook and you said, step 1, step 2, step 3. You know what I mean? Those are the things, because other than that, I'm not going to be able to trust it. And before I can even get to that place, you know, in relationships and stuff like that, it takes me a long time. But I know at the core, that's who I am as a woman. And I think that's why I have this really big, like, I don't really like men. Have I said that before? I talk about that all the time. Like, I don't have a...
You have.
I say it all the time. I don't like men. So I don't... We go out and stuff like that. Like, if we see a nice looking man, you know, I don't care. I'm not just like, I'm not. It takes so much more to get me to that place. And next time, because no more like super compromise, because I did that the first time. So the next time, I'm just like, but I know, like, a good man, you do that for
sure.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
So okay, what do y'all think about, what was that movie? Taraji, where she went, the guy...
Acrimony?
Yes. Okay.
I've never seen it.
You haven't seen it? Have you seen it, Alina?
Tell me about it. I'm confused.
Acrimony is the one where, you know, they were together young, I think high school type deal, college. They pretty much, you know, he had a dream. And he literally focused his whole life around this one dream, never adapted to anything else, right? Focused on this one dream. It was, I think, the adaptation of some type of product, a medical product or something like that. And while he, you know, is focusing on this one dream, life is being lived around him. You know, she has a career, she's taking care of the bills and everything like that. And he's just feeding everything into this one dream. She stuck with him as much as she could, although, you know, her family was like, you don't need to be with him. He's not paying the bills, blah, blah, blah. Had everything to say. She stuck with him until she reached a breaking point where she just was like, enough is enough. You know, I can't continue to support you in this. And that's it. They wound up separating, splitting ways. And almost instantly, his dream finally hit and blew up.
Right.
He got a new woman. And every single thing that they talked about, everything that they dreamed about together, penthouse in the sky, nice car, he gave that to the new woman.
Yes.
So she literally snapped.
Yes.
She snapped. He did try, you know, to be nice and give her some money, you know, give her money in court, make sure she was taken care of. She didn't want it. She didn't want nothing. She wanted everything.
Yeah,
she didn't want what he was giving. She wanted the life that we talked about that you done gave to her.
Yeah.
So she flipped. They was getting married. I think they were on a boat having their engagement party or something like that. And
it's so good. You have to.
You have to see that. It is so good. I feel like I just gave the whole movie, but
you did a good job, because I'm still gonna go see it.
Yeah,
I still want to go see it.
And they're coming out with a 2.
No,
so you got to see the one.
Really?
Yes, they've been teasing about it too. It's been for a while, but they teased about it too. I think that was part of the. Did y'all see the BET Awards?
Some of it.
Did y'all see Tiana Taylor's performance? She had Taraji in the beginning doing a thing about.
Yeah.
I think that had something, you know, that kind of was a teaser for it. Could be.
I don't know, guys. I don't even want to watch it.
You don't?
No.
Why?
You should watch it. It's good.
Is it triggering for
Really
you?
good.
No. I mean, because let me tell you something. No. Okay. When I left that marriage left me. And I'm always very honest about that. He drove off into the sunset and never seen him again. And love that for me. I never cried. I never was upset. I never was anything. I was completely done. When I leave someone, I am completely done. So I don't give a hell what you do the next day after I left you. Good for you. Because maybe it wasn't for me. It obviously wasn't for me.
So you're not a double backer?
Hell no. I have one. No.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. There was something there. What about you ladies? Are y'all double backers?
Absolutely not. I feel like if it didn't work the first time, I will be a fool to go back for the second time.
Yep. I agree.
I've had my full
I
era.
don't know. I if I'm being honest, yes, I'm definitely. It depends. Now you can't double back on me too many times, but if it was something, because I think that we have to take accountability too, right?
Of course.
So if I take some accountability in why it didn't work out, you take some accountability in why it worked out. Okay, we're aiming to fix this. Let's figure it out. Because my mom, my dad used to always say separation brings appreciation. So sometimes you have to separate in order for you to come back together and appreciate what you had. So if we come back together and it's like, okay, let's figure this out. Why not? Because it's a shortage in good men out here. And I'm not going to be prideful and say, oh, no, you can't double back to me. And I didn't miss out on my good men. So it's like, okay, as long as we're on the same page, we're both committed to the same thing. You're not going to come back and play in my face.
No,
Right,
change
right.
behavior.
I agree.
Change behavior.
I
Absolutely.
agree.
And I say this all the time, like, it's because I'm learning how to choose myself. And so I say, okay, if I walked away from something that was for me, God love me. He gonna spin the block.
That's right.
He gonna say,
That's right.
I love that you are trying to really step into really choosing yourself, but that was yours.
Yeah,
I'm gonna send it back.
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Send that right back to you.
I'm a strong believer in
I
that
do.
same exact
And
thing.
I've had
It was
my-
meant
I've
for me
had
to
my
come back.
moment.
For sure.
I've had my moment. I'm living in that moment. You know what I mean? And sometimes you just gotta walk away. And I think in that appreciation, came. And I'm always very honest with, I know for myself, I got into a place of, love with that person that wasn't ready to be in that place of love for me. And so that is why I left. It was just like, oh, okay, we're not on the same page, so let me go. You know what I mean? And, for me, the change behavior, coming back, doing what was needed to be done, you know what I mean? Whatever. And just really getting to that place, was very helpful. And that's why I think we need to talk more about dating in our community, because we're not taught that. We're just taught, don't talk to boys your whole life. And it's like, okay. And it's like, okay, get married.
Yeah.
To who? You said me not to talk to the boys. Like, what am I supposed to do? I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know how this is supposed to work.
Yep.
And
That is so true.
it's so true.
It's so true. Because my whole like youth life, when I was in the house with my parents, it was, you don't talk about a boy, you don't talk to boys. It was a forbidden conversation, because I think that, forgive me, Mom. But I think that my mom projected some of her experiences on us as she was raising us. And I think so her fears was childhood pregnancy.
Right.
You're not going to graduate. You're not going to be able to achieve those goals that you set out for yourself. So in order for me to protect you, it's, no, you can't have no boyfriend.
Right.
No, we're not having those conversations. So when I became an adult, and I'm dating now, I don't know, like, I'm looking at what I seen, you know what I'm saying? So I'm becoming the woman that I seen her, but at the same time, we didn't have these conversations on, okay, Ma, what should I expect from a man? My mom and dad used to always say, if a man don't treat you like this, you don't want him. If a man don't treat you like this, you don't want. This is the conversation that was in the house. But then as I became an adult, and I had my own, like, realization, I'm like, y'all was telling us stuff that wasn't even y'all reality. Like, if a man ain't paying all the bills, you don't want him. My daddy ain't paying all the bills. Like, he might pay majority of the bills.
Right, but girl, don't you make a phone call? Like,
Right, so you know what I'm saying? So you're creating this false reality, and this is the expectation, because it's like, okay, if he ain't paying 100%, you don't want him. But mama, you pay a bill. It
You
might
paying something.
Right. It might be a gas bill. It might be a water bill. I don't know how much the bill is.
Right.
But you carrying your weight. You know what I'm saying? You're contributing. Instead of saying, oh, if he ain't coming home giving you his check, you don't want him. He was doing that. That's not real.
Daddy, you was giving her all your money.
It ain't. Not.
And why you ain't give me a little bit?
Right.
You don't need all that.
I mean, it was not just coming home here, baby. I done worked all week. Here's my check. And then even if he was, that's not reality for everybody.
It's not.
Right.
Like we can't just go around. Oh, my dad was giving my mom his whole check, so I expect my husband to do the same. No,
I mean, I seen a lot of that growing up with the women in my family. Like I said, majority of all the women that I know were married. All my uncles, were married, that type of thing. My parents have been married my entire life. So that's what I know. But I think too, like I said, I would have rather been a young fool than an old fool. And I am such an old fool now, trying to date. All I know is what I know as far as what is, okay for me and what I like and, those types of things. But I think it also makes me so scary to want to even have conversations with men now because they are not like the men that I seen growing up. And everyone is so stuck in these very false narratives of what they've seen, what they've known, what they've heard, to where it's just like no one is really authentic and genuine anymore. And me being such a lover girl, just a silly little lover girl, I did love, right? I am even more guarded now because I'm like, okay, a man supposed to do this, a man supposed to do that, and so now I'm just like, I'm just tired, and so I don't know, I don't even want to talk to men no more. I'm just
I agree. Shy, you so lucky. It's the dating pool.
Go Shy.
I'm so lucky. Why?
Because you're married and you don't have to deal with this. Because the dating pool is terrible.
It's so trash.
It's so trash. I feel like everybody wants the social media relationship, and it is so
It's
fake.
just not.
It's not
at
the
all.
thing.
It's not real at all.
And when you're looking at, okay, so let me tell y'all.
Let me tell y'all.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. You know what's good when you get with. Ready?
All right, I want to know.
So listen. So I was talking to this guy, right? And he calls himself like he wants to be Kevin Samuels. I did not know that. Had no clue. Had no clue that he was one of those type of people where he's not telling me he wants to be Kevin Samuels. But if you look at his social media, you'll see Kevin Samuels, right? And so he called me one day, right? And he asked me, what was I doing? I was out at the nail salon with my sister. This recently just happened like last week. He's like, where you? I was like, me and my sister, we out getting our nails done. He's like, oh, are you treating? I'm like, if you want me to, send the money. He like, oh, we'll get there. Huh?
Why you ask?
Why did you ask me? Me and my sister did not come in here with no money. We did not come in here with no plan. Why you asked me if I was treating? I'm like, okay, that's fine. So y'all, this man that went on social media.
Now you decided.
He went on social media. Now he felt some way and had to vent.
Girl, he talking about let me tell y'all about women who be dry begging. What?
What?
Literally, I'm like,
oh my God, my Twitter fingers would have been red tea. Like, I would have went live. Like, first of all, let me tell you how you got me fucked up. First of all,
I know because I was just like, I'm not interested.
Dry
like,
begging.
wow.
You asked me if I was treating. Why are you pocket watching?
Listen,
and if I'm at the nail salon already, baby, obviously I have the money. So what do we want?
What are we talking about? And that's
I don't ask no man for nothing.
And that's
when I see and hear stuff like that, I don't be, feeling bad for being ruthless sometimes. But
yes,
because some of these guys
take their money.
It was
too much. Like, how
do
we get from you asking me if I was treating my sister to her nails to I'm dry begging? Like, sir, you asked me. I didn't ask you. I didn't call and say, hey, I don't have no money for my nails to get done. Can you send me some money? Exactly. And on top of that, like I told him, I'm like, if I was going to dry beg, it would have been for thousands. It would have never been for no
some nail money.
For some nail money. Like, that's offensive.
Drive back for a house.
Right, a car. That's so insulting.
A 4-night stay in Cabo. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, seriously, like you're saying I'm dry begging over. Literally, it couldn't have been no more than $200. Like, what are we talking about?
And I blame everybody, right? So I blame all of the men that are very delusional that women are asking them for money that they do not possess.
Exactly.
But I blame the women that do beg for $40 because nails don't even cost $40 no more. So I don't even know what you're going to do with that. $40.
But can I add?
Yes.
That in the comment section was like rooting for him. Like, oh, you're not wrong.
Of course, because birds of a feather flock together. So,
and I'll say
this way, I'm pretty sure all of his friends are as well. Or the people that follow him are as well.
Like, he's not
putting out this content, and you're following him not wanting to see this content.
It is so ridiculous.
It's very ridiculous. And I will say that is definitely the indication of broke men. All of the men that I know that have money, and I know men with money that have real careers, multimillionaires, they have money to get bitches, okay? They know to get the type of woman that they want, they need to have money. Only broke men are always hollering about someone wanting their little $5 checks. Exactly. Nobody want that. Nobody want that. Nobody's asking for that. Exactly. I'm not asking for nobody's little $5 check. Everything that I have, I do for myself. Everything I do with my own money. Now, if anyone adds on to that, I am very grateful. Don't get it misunderstood. However, I'm not showing up like, you got to get my nails done. You got to get my hair done. Right. You got to do this, that, and the third. Wop. Like, no. But you do need to do nice things for me. No, I do not touch a door when I'm in your presence. No, I don't pull out my purse. No, I ain't cooked for a nigga for a whole year because why? I'm not showing up to perform for you. We're in this, you want to get to know me or whatever. But I'm telling you, when a man starts hollering about money and things that they have to spend, that's how I know. I'm like,
you're not for me.
But then I don't even think that it's an indication of brokenness, because I don't think that. Because I don't think so. Because first of all, I'm not attracted to broke men, so he wouldn't have got my number.
But broken it, like, I'm not saying just broke in the pocket. It's broke in the mind. It's broke in everything.
Okay. Like, broke is a mindset.
When I say broke, I'm not saying financial barrier. Broke in the head. Like, he broke everywhere. Like, it's not.
Yeah, he definitely has a immature and he has a.
You don't read books. Get off of social media.
It's like something different. Like, you're too old. We're too old to be having these conversations. And I just feel like sometimes guys will lead with the money, and then when you expect money, it's like, oh, you expect me for my money? Like,
right.
Good, you live with it.
You
trying to give
exactly.
It to me. Like, now I'm like,
the ones that kill me are the ones that are like, oh, women are so materialistic. Oh, you look materialistic. So if I look materialistic, why would you come over here with no materials?
That part.
Thank you.
Where are the materials?
Where are the materials?
I'm getting so much trouble for this. So I'm just saying.
Now you want to take me to Wendy's?
Right.
Yes. I love this. And yes, I'm juicy.
Of course. All the women haters, they're probably going to be in the comments.
I love that.
They're talking about money and women just want money and da.
We don't just want money, but don't come over here without it.
Exactly. Thank you.
Because I think that we're all able and willing to take care of ourselves. We
more than
taking care of ourselves. So it's not a thing that we just want your money.
Exactly.
But just don't come over here without the money.
But like you were mentioning earlier, I think it also stems from men don't date their pay grade. Date your pay grade. There are plenty of women who are perfectly fine with going to Wendy's on the first date.
Hello.
Perfectly fine.
I would go to Wendy's on the first date.
Go date one of them. Don't come to me.
Lying. Because we talked about a coffee date before, and girl, don't.
No,
cut it out.
No, I promise you.
She's a liar. And anything she says from this point is a fucking lie. Because I said, oh, I'll go meet someone for coffee or a drink or whatever.
No.
Don't.
Okay, let's give the backstory.
What's the backstory?
Give the backstory. This particular person, I was not that into. I told Tosh, I told all of my immediate friends, like, hey, y'all, he's trying to take me. It was like someplace that I didn't want to go to. So not only am I not really like I'm open to seeing if I like you.
Was he trying to take
It
you to
was
Cafe Zupas?
Yeah, it was like Zupas. Yes, Zupas.
Cafe Zupas.
It was
like the
soup
and
like
salad.
a soup and salad place. So okay, so we already are getting off on a rocky path because I'm not sure if I really like you. And then you want to take me out. Okay, so take me somewhere where at least I'm going to enjoy myself. It doesn't have to be Ruth Chris. It doesn't have to be Mastro's. It could have just been.
It has to be for me.
It could have been something simple. So I was like, okay, well, let's not go to Zupa's because I'm not a soup and sandwich person. Let's go get some sushi. So I go on the date with this person. And like I thought, I wasn't really into him. This man was like, oh my gosh, this is my first time having sushi. He's talking to me as he's eating. Food flew out of his mouth.
Oh my God.
He never heard from me ever again. He was like, when we was leaving, he was like, I think we should do this again. I'm like, no, we shouldn't. He was like,
Absolutely
I think
not.
we had a good time. I was like, no, we didn't. He was like, because I can talk to anybody, and I think that's my problem. And I was just talking to my homegirls about this the other day. Like, I can have a conversation with whoever, and sometimes I have a conversation, and people don't realize, like, I'm a talkative person, right? That doesn't mean I'm into you. It just means that I can hold a conversation. And if we are out, we've already agreed to go here. I'm not rude. I'm not going to say, okay, let's wrap it up. So I'm going to enjoy myself. Let's have conversation. I'm a nice person. Like, we don't have to be dating. We could have had a friendship afterwards. Like, we could have just been cool peoples. But the man, when he spit in my food,
Oh my God.
that was it. That was when
I'm so
it was
sorry.
like, okay, you would never hear from me again.
That's that broke mentality.
Yeah.
Because you're not supposed to talk with food in your mouth.
Right.
What's going
That's
on?
that broke mentality.
So would y'all go to Wendy's for the first date?
I wouldn't.
No, I don't go to
Absolutely.
Wendy's
I'll do a
now.
coffee date.
They got
I don't
so
exactly.
much.
I don't
Where
go
do
to
you
Wendy's
go?
now.
Where do you go? And we're in. Okay, so do you eat at Chick-fil-A?
I do now. I love me some Chick-fil-A.
Would you
I'm not
go?
going to Chick-fil-A for the first date.
I'm not doing a fast food for the first
I'm
date.
not doing no fast food for the first
We
date.
can do coffee.
Coffee?
I'm
I
not
like
doing coffee either.
Mhm.
I'm not doing coffee.
You not
either.
doing coffee?
I'm not.
I
If I do
would.
coffee, I'm bringing my laptop, and you better be buying a house. I'm not doing coffee.
I
know, that's
Not for
right.
first date.
So what's your first date requirements?
My first date requirements, we need to be somewhere that we can get to know each other, that we can talk, see if we connect. We're not doing that over coffee. Most coffee places, there's other people handling business. You know, that's where I handle business. Coffee place. That's what that is for me mentally. So I'm not going to be in the mental capacity to be getting to know you and stuff, and I'm at a coffee place, first of all. Second of all, I'm not a big coffee drinker, so I'm not just let's go here, let's go here. If it's not Starbucks or I can't even get my caramel macchiatos from QT no more because they took it away. I don't know why. QT, you're bugging.
Bring it
So
back.
if it's not, my caramel macchiato from Starbucks or my coffee that I make at home, I don't want, then they're going to be,
don't
oh,
want
well,
coffee.
she was rude. She ain't want to order nothing. I don't want nothing from here.
Right.
I ain't want to be here.
I didn't be here.
So it has to be, it has to be somewhere intimate for me. Now, I'm perfectly fine. I'm all about effort. So if a guy, I actually would prefer to go on a nice picnic or something that you thoughtfully planned out as opposed to going to Maestro's or something like that. You know what I mean? Now, of course, I love the fancy, the wine and dine. I absolutely love it. However, I'm all for effort. So if you just like, hey, babe, meet me at this park and you done got a nice spread, now it can't be
I'm in love.
you just
I
threw a
love it,
blanket on
yes.
the floor and we got some styrofoam cups.
Right.
Because now
some
I'm
effort.
side-eyeing you.
It got to be some effort in it.
Like, what your house
So-
look like?
I feel it. A nice
So
little
nuts.
picnic. That's so
Yes,
cute.
a nice little picnic.
I don't think.
We got some wine.
So
But
what's
here's the
first
thing.
date? What would you allow a person to take you on first date, Alina?
I mean, I would like it to be thought out. I don't want you to come at me and be like, oh, well, what do you want to do?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm not planning a date. Not the first one. I would if I tell you, if I invite you, then I'll plan it. But if
course.
you're telling me, oh, I want to take you somewhere, where do you want to go?
No. Nowhere.
I feel like I get that a lot. They'll approach me and be like, oh, tell me what you want to do. And I'm like, no. So as long as it's thought out, as long as he puts some type of effort into it, then I'm fine with whatever. Just not fast food.
Okay, so you going to Texas Roadhouse?
Yeah, we can do Texas Roadhouse. I don't like Texas Roadhouse. Hold on, wait.
Longhorns.
We can do it. We can
just
do
like
it.
a
You will find
regular.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing
A
too
chain.
crazy.
You're fine with a chain.
I don't have to go anything too crazy. It's a first date. I'm just trying to feel you out, you know, if we are going to be able to go from here.
But you can do coffee too?
Yeah, I can do coffee.
Tasha, what about you? First date.
So I have rules for the first date. I first of all don't go on dates with anyone unless I like them. So with that being said, I do expect a thoughtful date because at this point we've had conversations, we've gotten to know each other, we've been on a consistent basis of, you know, speaking and talking, and I don't do that tech shit. So when I get to know somebody, we've been on the phone, we've been on the FaceTime, we've been, you know, doing those things. So when it comes to the dates, I love a good first date. I've been out to cocktails on a first date. I've gotten flowers on my first dates. Typically it's about cocktails and stuff like that. Like we'll go have cocktails, go to the cigar bar, go somewhere where we can chat, sit together. Not always eating because I'm a girl and I like to, you know, my friend says I can clean a chicken wing in the first bite. And so she said that's a wife because of the way,
I'm not ashamed of that.
Yeah, but everybody needs to know how I get down when I get down.
When I go out, I eat. Okay.
But I know how I am,
too.
so I'm not really gonna eat. So I like to let's just go have a drink.
Yeah.
Let's go. I love going for a walk. So
Yes.
taking me for a walk, getting me ice cream, having flowers for me. You know, those are things because you know that because we've had conversations. What I'm not gonna do is go on a hike because I had a guy. He's like, "Oh, I want to go hiking on the first day." First of fucking
About
all.
to kill me.
It's not even. I'm a girl. I am cute. I'm not going nowhere sweating with you the first date. Like,
I can't breathe.
no.
I can't talk.
Like,
You about to kill me.
no. You ain't finna get me breaking my ankle up here in the mountains. And then I'm juicy. Bitches, you won't carry me down. Hello, no. We're not going. We're not going. Flat land only.
First date at the gym once, and I think that was
You
the
did.
healthiest relationship I've ever experienced.
That's
Really?
I had the same mentality, like, oh, I don't want to be around you sweating, but like, please, you're at the gym.
Was he trying to be your trainer or he was trying to be your man? What was he trying to do?
Both.
He was both.
At this point,
Yes, it was so nice.
I now have rules for first dates.
You do?
I do because of that experience. Because I feel like I am a nice person. I try to be nice, right? And I knew I didn't like this person. I knew I shouldn't have been on a date with him. But I was just going because I didn't want to be. I hate when girls, like when a guy approach a girl and she's like nose is stuck up. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. Like it's very unpleasant. It's not. I'm not that girl. So that doesn't mean I have to give everybody my number.
Right.
But I don't want to be unpleasant. I don't want to be nasty to anybody. So what I'm learning is I now use the whole I do got a man storyline. Like before I was like I was so honest.
it doesn't
And
work.
it works for me. It's
It
been getting me
does.
out of a lot of stuff. But
Girl.
I'm like very honest. Like, I don't think this is going to work out. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time because of that situation. Like, when I was there and I'm like, I do not like him. But I knew this when I was on the phone with him.
Right.
But I still,
Yeah.
it was almost like a pity date. And
So
then we don't do that. Yeah,
yeah, I was gonna say, what made you go?
I just didn't want to be mean. Like, he was consistent, and I told him multiple times, like, I don't think that we'll make a good fit. He's like, oh, no, we just need to try it out. We need to get around
Red
each
flag.
other to see if we can actually have a good chemistry. And I'm just like, I don't think so. But he kept on. And so I'm like, okay, let's just try it. And I was right, you know, and it didn't work. And so now I'm just like, my auntie tell me now, she's like, you don't have to do an exit interview.
You sure don't.
So now it's okay. If I tell you to be nice, that's just me trying to be, you know, be pleasant. I don't think that this is going to work. But if you keep on, I'm just going to block you because I'm not going to keep on telling you that this ain't going to work.
Absolutely. No, we don't do that.
Since you spoke on exit interview, how do you guys feel about closure? Tash, I know you said you don't care. You were over your relationship, but like closure, do you guys feel like you need a closure when it comes down to your relationships, or you kind of like you go about your life?
So any of my, well, there's only one relationship previously that I felt like I needed closure. And the only reason I felt like I needed closure was because the way the relationship was, the person started to view me a certain way. And I felt, I don't want them to think, this is the type of person I am, but, you're making me seem this type of way. But I had to come to the realization there was no talking to them at that point. You know what I mean? So I had to come to the realization that you just made up your mind on, you know what I mean, what you thought this was. And it wound up not being that, even though I was communicating with you, I didn't want certain things. I didn't want things to get to where, you wanted them to go. So this person clearly made up in their mind that you didn't get it to where, or you said we was going to where we going and you lied and you led me on it. No, I've been telling you, showing you, you know what I mean? I don't want this, but you're showering gifts and stuff. Thank you for my gift, like. You're not getting it back. Right. Give me my money. No. Doesn't work that way. No refunds. No refunds. No. So, now it's like, oh, you this, you that, you this, you that, you this, you that. So with that, the only reason that I wanted to we had a final conversation where I tried to explain myself was because we had a friendship first. A lot of my relationships, we always start as friends. Like, I feel like that's the foundation that usually happens with me. We always start as friends. So even if things fizzle out, we can maintain being friends as long as it wasn't nothing too crazy. So with this person, that was that situation. It was actually someone that I let close to me. Like, this is a really good, I would still love us to be friends, but they just wasn't hearing it. So I just had to, boof it. Bye.
I think closure just brings more questions. It never actually gives you closure. And so I no longer want that. In my previous relationships, I wanted closure. Like, okay, what happened? What did I do? What did you do? How did this happen? But it only led to more questions. And every time, okay, this person would answer this question. Now I got another question. Oh, so you mean to tell me, so when you did this back in da-da-da-da-da, you wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? So it don't really give you closure. It just brings up more questions. So I don't want it.
Okay.
What about you?
Yeah, stay away from it. Avoid it at all costs because it will definitely bring up more questions. And I should have gotten to the point at the end of a relationship, like, okay, this is over. It is what it is. It didn't work out. Move on. Yeah.
But are you at that point? Because you said I should have. So are you at that point?
Yeah.
You are?
I could say that.
Tosh, you want closure?
No, because the closure is you had me fucked up, and that's why we're not together anymore.
That's the closure.
No one breaks up with me, so I'm never gonna need closure.
I'm the same way.
But I think that we cannot. Okay, so even if I don't think that men break up with people. Period.
They do.
Oh,
Yeah, they do.
I think you have to be okay. So my opinion. You have to be a terrible woman for a man to leave you.
Nah,
because men don't leave.
No,
men leave when they're afraid of commitment. Men leave if they just want to play with you, but they see you getting a little too, a little deeper than they wanted to lead.
In my opinion, man will lead. They will lead you on, even if he don't want to get married to you, but he wants you. He will have you dating him for 20 years. I don't think a man.
If you allow him to.
If you allow him to. That's what I'm saying. But if you don't allow him to, that's you leaving. That's not him leaving.
Right.
I don't think that a man who is in a situation with a woman that he is liking, loving, however you look at it, and he's going to leave her. I think that men will stay. They will be unhappy. They might tolerate it and might go out and cheat and do whatever. But leaving, I don't think men leave.
They do.
They do.
Mean, my ex-husband left me.
Do.
I always say that. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
What would you? Okay, so he left you. Do you take any accountability in y'all demise or the ending of y'all marriage?
Yes, I should have left him first.
Okay, that's not accountability.
It is accountability because I put everything that I had.
The problem?
I put everything that I had into that marriage, and we just never should have gotten married in the first place. And so it was about not leaving when I should have, or seeing the signs, or recognizing that this just was not a good fit. And him leaving, I needed that so much, and I'm so grateful for that. He needed closure. I didn't need closure because that was the closure. That was the thing. I had been praying and I had been fasting and I had been trying and I had been, all of these things. And we're taught, you fight for your marriage, you do all of these things. And to my own detriment, that marriage was very bad for my health, very bad for me. And so my accountability in that is to choose better next time, to listen to my intuition when I am unsettled in my spirit. There is a reason that there is an unsettling there. That's not butterflies. That's you need to run. You need to go. You are not safe. You are going to be hurt in this situation. And we just were not compatible. We weren't, whatever. We started as friends and it was good and, all of these things, but I am ambitious and driven and he was not. And I was always having to, be the man of the house. And I don't want to do that. I'm a soft girl. Like, I'm going to do what I need to do. And it was an unfair advantage, especially because I was already a mother. So I already had people to take care of. So of course I'm not going to let my house go to the gutter. My baby's got to eat. You know what I mean? And so I just learned from that to be better in my discernment when it comes to relationships. And I don't need anybody that badly that is going to hurt me in the end. And so that is, a lot of what I took from that is that, number one, you should have never been there in the first place. And so what happened to me, I take accountability for that. And I also know that someone hurting me is their business too. Right. So they did that. And, it is what it is.
So with all of that being said, what part of you, because you said that you shouldn't have never been there, you had to play all of these or wear all of these hats. What part of you made you stay?
I was married. It wasn't boyfriend, girlfriend. It was like, okay, so you support your husband, you fight, you go to therapy, you pray, you go to church, you this, you that, all these things. And I just kept fighting and fighting and fighting because in my mind and what I've taught and what I've seen, you don't leave your marriage. You don't leave your husband. You support your husband. You do all of these things. And it wasn't what I was doing. It was who I was doing it with. It's not, like I said, I will do all of those things again with the right man.
So this is the thing. I don't think that people suddenly change. So before you were married, before you said I do and he became your husband, he had to be that person.
Oh, correct.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So what made you get to that point where this man who was all of these things, who you're now saying, okay, I shouldn't have married, what part of you was like, okay, I'm going to marry him? Why? Like, why did you accept that at that time? Because obviously you wouldn't accept it now, but however old you were, why did she accept that? Because it couldn't have just been, oh, we were married and I want to stay in my marriage, because you guys had to date before getting married. So why did you accept that when you were just dating him?
So we didn't really date, and that's part of the problem too. We met and we started hitting it off and going on dates and stuff like that, and then within months we were living together, and we were doing those types of things, and over I think it was about like a year or two, and I was just like, okay, like, like, what are we doing? Like, because it just seems like we jumped into it really quickly. So, like, okay, what is the next steps? And then, we got married. And, I mean, we were in our 20s. We're young. It just, I was like, oh, okay, you should get married. You at an age, you know what I mean? You should get married. Like, I was just like, oh, I should get married. Like, it wasn't even something that I was thinking about, but it was just like, okay, what are you doing with this man? You know, it's kind of like, everybody's like, okay, so what are you doing with this man? Because again, you're not taught to date. You're not taught to do this. Okay, y'all get married. Like, sure, we'll get married. Like, you know what I mean? And it was like, okay, I don't have to marry anybody. And I'm now, because I'm older now, I'm not 20 anymore. I realized that I don't have to marry anybody. I can be happy by myself, and I was miserable with somebody. You know what I mean? So it's just like, okay, we just don't look at it from that perspective anymore. And I think it was just like, okay, we're in a relationship. The natural progression is the next step to get married. And it was like, well, girl, you barely in this relationship with him. Like,
Right.
like,
Mhm.
so why would you know, like, why? It's like, oh, but that's what we're supposed to do. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And so
Leaving wasn't an option. It was just like, okay, let's progress.
what's the next step? Like,
Yeah.
keep on. Okay,
Yeah.
next.
Yeah.
And then maybe in the next step we'll get better. And then in the next
Yeah.
step we'll get better. And, you know,
It just
you
wasn't.
didn't.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
I agree with that.
that's all good.
I agree. And I think that's part of the deficit as well. There's not enough girls being raised to understand that it is okay to not be that girl who's dreamt of being married ever since you was a little girl or dreamt of being a
Right.
mother. That's okay. That's perfectly
Mhm.
fine.
Mm-hmm.
I never was one of those girls. You know, some girls are like, oh, ever since I was younger, I knew I wanted to be married. I knew I wanted to be a mom. I knew all of this stuff, right? I never was one of those women or one of
Really?
those girls. I never was one of those girls who dreamt of being married because I didn't see healthy relationships. I seen people married, but they weren't healthy or what I felt, I would want,
Mhm.
and I grew up in a very traumatic space, very, very traumatic, to where I didn't even know how to love because I didn't know how to love myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I was still in that space, did not even realize it. I just figured, I'm living my own life. I'm making my own rules. I'm raising myself pretty much, right? So once I'm in my teens, my early 20s, things of that nature, I'm just living trial and error pretty much, not
Mhm.
based on nothing I was taught. I tried to literally do the opposite of everything I was taught because
Mm-hmm.
that don't look right. You know what I mean? It don't look right,
Mhm.
don't feel right. That can't be it. It got to be
Mhm.
something else. So I basically spent the majority of my life doing trial and error until I got to a place where I felt good. But I didn't know that was the place I was searching for. You get what I'm saying? So even coming into my marriage, I've been in so many relationships not even knowing that, you know what I mean, this is what I'm supposed to receive from this relationship, thinking this is what I'm supposed to give to this relationship. And even coming into my marriage and becoming a mother, same thing. I'm supposed to take care of my family. I'm supposed to make sure I take care of my husband, make sure I take care of my daughter, make sure, and those things didn't work for me.
Mhm.
I'm just going to be transparent about it. They did not work for me. It didn't work for me doing it that way. So I had to find another way.
Mhm.
And I found that way through, like I said, healing, working on myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of trial and error, lots. Because it's like, where's the book that tells you how to live life? Where's the book that tells you how to be happy, how to be successful, how to be, how to succeed at life? Where's the book? There's no book. No, there's lots of books on people's experience for their lives. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for your life.
For sure.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So going through all the things, the trial and error. And that's pretty much what it boils down to. Us being able to know that it's okay. Like, mothers, raise your daughters to know it's okay if you don't want to get married. It's okay. You don't have to be married by the time you're 21. You don't have to be a mother by the time you're 25. It's okay if you're 30 and you don't have no kids. That is okay.
Okay.
That's where the deficit is.
It's actually really good. So I wanted to end us on a note that focused on, our best of the week. We always talk about what is our best thing of the week. And this one in particular is in reference to Miss Laquita Chantel Cole. She passed away April 25th of 2025. She was 40 or 41 years old. I don't think she made it to her 41st birthday. And she was an entrepreneur, and she was just working hard. She was working 7 days a week, really doing all of these things. And what really stood out to me about it was that she had posted that she needed a rest. She was like, I'm tired. I need rest. I need 3 days off work. And she passed away that evening and that night. So I wanted to ask everyone, what was your rest moment for the week? Like, how did you rest? How did you rejuvenate? How did you repair yourself? How did you close the door and take 10 minutes to yourself? Or what it was that you did to really give yourself a moment this week so that we don't work ourselves into the graves.
So good. So I usually rest when my kids are with their dad.
That's not your week?
This ain't my week to rest yet. It's next week. So
it's coming.
It's coming. So usually when I rest, I go and I do all of my pampering. So I get my nails done, lashes done, all of the good stuff. I love pampering myself. I love taking myself out to eat. I love going out. Like, you might catch me at a bar, you know, happy hour or something. I just love doing that. So that's usually what I do to rest.
Lovely. Miss Alina?
The same thing, taking care of myself. I would say always having a breather. I always take a moment to breathe. I always make sure I'm not feeling overwhelmed too much, because it's so easy to become overwhelmed with all the things that I have to do. And I always, just every day, I'm like, okay, let me take a nap. It's okay. So I'm working on it. It's definitely a work in progress, but it is needed. It's very needed, because I can get tired very fast, overworked very fast, and just learning how to, you know, take that break. So I have been doing it a lot lately.
Good. I love that. Miss Shaw?
I am big on my self-care, my peace, resting, because I didn't always allow myself that, right, in life. So I'm always at the spa. Always at Alina knows.
Come on, spa.
I love me a spa. I'm at the spa at least once a week. Almost every Sunday I might be at the spa. So that's usually my day that I go to the spa. I'm either, you know, I alternate so that it doesn't become something that's like too redundant for me. So I'll get a massage one week, and then the next week I'll go and just relax and enjoy all the amenities, and then, you know, rinse, repeat, recycle. And then also, like I said, I meditate. I meditate. So if the noise is too loud, I'll go in my backyard and just sit in the grass and meditate. You know,
I love it.
That's
I
big
love
for
it.
me. I have to meditate. Like, that's where I recenter myself.
Love it. I have not had a chance to rest in 2 weeks, probably this month. So I'm looking forward to this week with, you know, the holiday to be able to just sit down for a moment. But what I did do was Sunday, I went out and had some drinks with my homegirl, and we just, like, it was so good. I hope you guys come with me this weekend. I know you have obligations, but definitely going out, and I love to laugh with the girls. I love to just, it is so good to me to spend time with the women in my life that I love. So that is something that fuels me, but I need to rest. I am very tired. I'm at my breaking point. And so I seen the story of this young lady, and, you know, I totally understood it from a place of having so many moving pieces that's happening in my life right now, and the disruption of my peace with how I've had to, you know, give space in my house, and, you know, all these different things that are going on. And I miss my time where I get to get up in the morning and I go downstairs and I make my cup of coffee and I sit in my big chair and I just thank God for my house. And I have not been able to do that in weeks, and I feel so disconnected. I feel so, like I said, at my breaking point. I feel like the cry is about to come, and if I cry, I'm never gonna stop. And I'm tired. So that's why I wanted to ask how everybody is doing this week. But on that note, I will get my rest this week.
Yes,
and when we come back next week, we'll talk about all the rest and all of the things that we've done. And I think
need a
that's
spa day.
Yes, we do.
Spa day.
I was
Let's
going to
go.
invite us next time.
Yes, I
Let's
definitely will. Alina's been with me, but definitely we need a group spa day.
Yes, we do.
So good.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Well, and that is yet another episode of The Boss's Diary.
Yes.
We thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. And if you have any type of diary entry that you would like us to read on air, just email that over to
The Boss's Diary Podcast at gmail.com.
Yes. And follow us on all social media platforms. The Boss's Diary Podcast. Not Latasha. I am Latasha, but follow me, The Confident Realtor, on all social media platforms.
Alina the Realtor on Instagram.
I am AZ Homegirl Sha on Instagram.
And I am Tasha, AZ Real Estate Chick, on all social media platforms. And what was Netflix? Cut the check.
Netflix, cut the check.
We ain't doing right.
Netflix, cut it. If y'all see this, cut the check.
Cut the check.